and all innocent or whatnot. But I said like niece, like aunt. Ivy did what Electra did. She confronted Dylan. I said, man, if you must confront her, you might as well confront him too. Why y'all not confronting him too? And some people were saying they don't think it's right that Electra confronted Dylan. Why not? Then she said they was friends. Ain't they friends? They both need to be confronted because they crossing boundaries. That's why stuff go on the way that they do because people be crossing boundaries. But yeah, she confronted her at the end of the episode. I said instead of hiding in bushes and behind trees and stuff, talking about so it's not proper. I was like, that's what she should have been doing, confront both of them. I was expecting because a spoiler had already said, y'all know I said that. Spoiler had already said that she's supposed to be confronted them. She didn't confront them. She just confronted this girl. She just confronted her. Now, unless Will comes on tomorrow's episode and then she started confronting both of them, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because they said that she's supposed to be confronting both of them. But yeah, Will was just talking to Dylan about what he put Electra through, but still doing stupid stuff. They didn't kiss y'all, but they might as well did. Might as well did, because she'll touch his leg or whatever, he'll touch her leg. And I said, okay, so this ain't inappropriate. what Ivy said, it's not proper at all. I said, look, I said, if you go hide, you supposed to be quiet. She heard somebody say this is not proper at all. I was expecting them to say, what's that? Who is that? Something. She in the bushes and stuff. Talking about this not proper. I said, girl, get up. What the world? No, they over here. Wait, before we get to that part, let me see. Where it is. I already said how they didn't kiss, but they might as well did. Cause she'll touch him, then he'll touch her. They over here taking turns, going take a dip in the lake and stuff. I said, y'all supposed to be babysitting. Y'all supposed to be babysitting. Now he was asleep, but that don't mean nothing. He can jump up and do anything. Look, they taking turns and stuff. I said, where she came out and she was looking for him. He outside on the shower thing. I'm like, so you ain't got no inside shower? I said, you ain't got no inside shower. What's going on? And the last thing is that Electra was still lying to Steph like she trusts these folks when she clearly doesn't. But hey, y'all. Welcome back to another video. This is for the Golden Beauty for January 29th, 2026. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? What's y'all take on the whole situation? I said, if y'all gonna make these folks cheat, just make them cheat. Just make them cheat at this point. I was like, Ivy, look, Ivy was out there. I was like, get a photo or something. Look, I'm waiting on them to do something. They didn't do anything. But I still say they crossed some boundaries, though. They did not kiss. That's the first thing. They didn't kiss. So they only showed Will, Dylan, Ivy, Electra, and Steffi. So nothing really happened. Nothing really happened on today's episode, y'all. Dylan was thanking Will for catching her or whatever. They didn't kiss once again. Will tells her that she's you're an amazing dancer. There's just not enough room in here or whatever. I said, you ain't supposed to be dancing anyway. Sit down somewhere. So I said, you're an amazing dancer. I said, he gonna go. He definitely gonna go. I said, he's so easy. I said, he's so easy. I'm starting to think, I don't want to say it. Because people been studying saying that he wasn't as drunk as he claimed he was. I was like, I'm starting to think so. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. Hold on. He just doing. So y'all think this So y'all think this is appropriate, not inappropriate, Lord. Y'all think this appropriate, really? But yeah, I wrote down. I said, so Will ain't got no inside shower. Cause the next scene they cut to, she went to check on Hayes, and then she was looking for him. He was gone. So she go outside. He over here under the shower. He's about he took a quick dip in the lake or whatever. And I said, really? Then he tried to encourage her to do the same, and he dared her basically to do it. So she did it later. She had on her bikini or whatnot. And I was like, that's another scene where Ivy was like, that's not proper at all. I was like, you gonna get caught, girl. I said, if you supposed to be hiding this stuff, you don't supposed to be sitting up here making noises and saying words. What the world? What type of spy are you? But yeah, Dylan was looking at him shirtless. Ivy was in the bushes / trees watching and stuff. So they cut to the scene, they back in the house. Dylan was trying to encourage him to open up because she already did. And they were sitting by the fireplace and everything. And he started talking about his parents and his life story and how his parents broke up because he decided to go sleeping with his aunt and everything and how that affected him. And they sent him away to school and everything. And he started trying to cry. He started trying to cry and everything. I said, don't you hug him, girl. Don't you hug him. But she touched his leg trying to comfort him and whatnot. And Ivy just out there looking. Now, for a second, I thought I thought, what's the girl named Dilly? For a second, I thought she saw Ivy out there because she had looked that way, or it looked like she looked that way anyways. So I'm like, you done got caught, girl. You done got caught. Make a run for it. But no, she didn't catch her. But yeah, he was just telling his life story to her and stuff like that. What else happened with these two? He started talking about the Luna situation. He was like, can't talk to Electra about it. And he was mentioning how he put her through so much. Meanwhile, he's still doing stupid stuff. I know, y'all know. what you ain't supposed to do when you're in a relationship and how you crossing boundaries and stuff. We not finna play that game. She started talking about how she felt guilty or she thought she could have been the one to cost her to lose the child, whatever. And he was like, no, she had already had a miscarriage. They were talking about that. He started telling her she a good person and he's glad that she there. And I said, just break them. If you gonna break these folks up, just break them up at this point. Cause no. But yeah, I wrote there. I said Ivan's still outside talking about, so it's not proper. They take it to her as to go swim. That's when she went and had on that bathing suit and everything. At the end of the episode, she ends up confronting Dylan and said that she won't let her get away with trying to steal her niece's boyfriend or whatever. And Dylan over here acting like she don't know what's what. You know exactly what you're doing. Let me guess. She gonna tell Dylan what she saw. Not Dylan. She gonna tell Lecture what she saw, and Will gonna say nothing was going on and accuse her of being insecure. Cause he said, what did he say? Oh, he said that he tired of feeling like he being a burden to Electra. I said, well, stop doing stupid stuff there. You feeling like a burden because you doing stupid stuff. You continue to do stupid stuff. It's your own fault. Excuse me. He was talking about how she took advantage of him, which is once again true. But now what is you gonna blame it on? But then again, we don't know if he's gonna cheat first. We don't know if she gonna cheat with what's the man name is, RJ. We don't know. We don't know where they going, but they clearly trying to set something up with RJ and Electra. But yeah, Electra and Steffi, they was drinking and spending time together and stuff like that. What was they talking? What else was they talking about? I think they were talking about the same thing. Electra was saying she had faith in Will, and I said, girl, you don't trust him just like you don't trust Dylan. Just admit it. Just admit it. Because you barely wanted to take him back after the Luna situation. But yeah, she was like she has faith in him and stuff like that. She's worried about him at work because Katie left to start her own fashion company. Oh, Dylan was still talking about not having a job and stuff like that, and hopefully she could find some work. Let me guess again. He gonna say that or talk to Katie about giving Dylan a job, or somebody gonna talk to Katie about giving Dylan a job. Somebody had said that they think that Dylan and Will go over there to work at Logan or whatever. I said at this point I don't really, cause I'm not rooting for them as a couple, Electra and Will. I don't know. I don't really care. I want another storyline. I want a better storyline, but I'm not rooting for them. I don't think I'm rooting for no couple on here. Well, I take the bet. I'm rooting for Carter. I'm rooting for Carter simply because as long as I've been watching it when I was younger, the man always wanted somebody he couldn't have, and he just got his poor little heart broken. I'm rooting for him. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Daphne for sure, but so far, they supposed to be getting married. So I say that. I'm rooting for him. Other than that, these other folks toxic. I ain't saying that Carter not toxic because he's messing around with married people and stuff, just like the rest of them, and obviously it's a soap opera. But right now, that's who I'm rooting for, Carter. Hold on. Speaking of Carter, did y'all see the man that plays him? I can't think of his name. Is it Lawrence? The man that plays him, I think he's on a BET movie. I think I seen him on a commercial for a BET movie. But I say I like when they show actors outside of soap operas because you really get to see their acting skills. Because some of this stuff be the same lines, the same dialogue, the same everything. So it's good to see them outside of that. But to finish with Stephanie and Electra, Steph was just reassuring her that Will's job is safe and stuff like that. Electra said that she feels like it's finna get ready to be a Logan versus Forrester. I said it definitely is, especially when Ridge gonna have a fit. I said Ridge is definitely gonna have a fit when he find out his daddy is over here working with Katie. He gonna feel like that's a betrayal. But how? You told him he had to retire. Then you tried to reverse what you did by trying to get him to come back. You already done forced his hand now. You already done told him he had to retire. And that's that. That's final. Ain't that what he said? I said, that don't count. People keep saying it. Tell my son, he tried to do the right thing to fix it. No, after the fact. You already done told the man he had to go. I don't know why people think that if they do stuff like that and they be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, if you want, you could come back. You already done said how you felt. Why would he? I mean, because it's his company. That's a main reason why. But yeah, is that everything? Let's see. I think that was everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a good rest of the day and be safe.